Hey Scorpio, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings, so we're going to take what works and leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength on this one, check your other major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any placement that you find exciting. So we're going to start off with an intuitive vibe with my Moonology Work Your Light Magic deck, and then Oracle deck, and then we'll move to a more traditional tarot spread with the Santa Muerte Tarot. And happy Halloween and Blue Moon. It's just kind of a interesting calendar construct, actually, but we'll take it. It sounds exciting. All right, Scorpio. What do we have? I'm always worried that these decks are gonna like someday just leave me high and dry and not give me anything. All right, challenge accepted, eh? Okay. Oh, I love this one. New moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. So some sort of good abundance of some kind coming at you. Starting some sort of process or something starting here, because it is a new moon in Taurus. So it's a beginning of some sort of project or process that's going to bring you a lot of abundance. The answers you need are coming. So there's a lot about what lies ahead, not so much about where we're at today, but a lot about what lies ahead. Full moon in Gemini. This can be communication, can help make something happen. Conversations need to happen. They're coming. You don't have to sit there and wait passively for answers to come. You can go ask for them. You can go ask for explanations and answers. So prosperity lies ahead and the answers you need are coming. So that's funny because we have a new moon and a full moon. The new moon would indicate that most of the process lies ahead of you, and the full moon would indicate that much of the process lies behind you. But of course, that would be the twins for you. And the Gemini twins, the answers you need are coming and prosperity lies ahead. So you're not there. Wherever you're going is ahead of you. So Lemuria, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. So like I said, something's already underway here. Something's already happening for you here. You've already begun some sort of process. You may have begun a new job. It may have begun a new project or process that's going to bring you prosperity, but it's already happening. You're creating you're heading towards your ideal. It looks like creating heaven on earth. It's already happening. You're already taking steps. You've already taken steps towards sort of a dream for something to happen. And this is giving you a lot of assurance that this is going to happen. There's just a lot that needs to happen, including some kind of conversation. What do you need to release, waning moon? So this is more of a rest time. Letting go of the leaves. We're in fall right now, and half of us are. The northern hemisphere is having above that line. As having fall right now. So winter rest, it's safe to move on from something. It's safe to move forward with something. So waning moon is letting go of something. Some sort of process has already come to completion, and you can let go of I think fears that this isn't going to work out, or the idea that that maybe this was a misstep. Life asks us to make a lot of risks. And at some point in that process of taking a risk towards something, we get to let go of the riskiness of it, that it was a risk. That it was ever a risk, or those fears that come with the risk. At some point, it's underway enough that we can let go of that fears. The answers you need are coming. What do you need to release? There could also be like a grudge here. I wonder... that a conversation could clear up. Not a grudge. I don't know what that word even means. Like, do people really sit around holding grudges? Or is it just like, I remember you did some shitty thing to me and I didn't like it. But there could be something that just needs to be cleared up, some sort of conversation. And so you need to sort of maybe even release what you think you know about a situation before you even come into the conversation about it. But something's moving forward. Some sort of plan you have is moving forward. It has a huge amount of potential for success. You're already on your way. It's already going on. So release any fears that this wasn't going to ever happen, or that, I mean, it still might not work out. We never know. There's always redirections and all sorts of stuff. But you're right. You're on the right path. You're on some sort of path that's making a dream come true. And this is a lot of confirmation here. You're going to have to talk to somebody about something, though, and let go of something that you've been holding on to. Could be an expectation. Could be fears, negativity. Since we have this conversation card here, I'm thinking could be negativity about a conversation. All right, Scorpio. Let's move on to the Santa Muerte Tarot. Scorpio, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. I'm loving the Two of Pentacles here mixed with this full moon of Gemini. That's couldn't be more perfect. Uh-oh. Okay. Some issues here, Scorpio. Okay. We've got the World card in your recent past. Big changes, big shifts in your whole life and how you do things and what's going on. The whole world kind of changing. A new season of your life. Well, yeah. So, because you started something new in reality. That's our earth sign Taurus here. And there's been a shift sort of in what you're working towards and what you're wanting to do here. So there's been a big shift in this World card, a big cycle change, a new cycle, the end of an old and the beginning of a new. Maybe you're switching from a relationship focus to a work focus, or vice versa. You could be switching up a focus, because this relationship conversation is full moon, like something's already done and completed. So you could be shifting focus here, or there's just the World card is here as just like a lot of shifts, a lot of things have changed in your life, a lot of cycles have changed here. In your present situation, you have Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles would be some things that need constant negotiation. I feel like this is echoing the twins here in this full moon in Gemini card. So this is something that needs constant negotiation. So you could be in negotiations with somebody. It's never going to be settled. And maybe that's what you need to let go of, is this idea that it's going to be settled once and for all. Because the Two of Pentacles is really about things that need to be constantly negotiating. It's the three-legged race, where, you know, you're tied to this thing and you've got to sync up in order to move forward. Two of Pentacles can also be attempting to, negotiate different things in your life. Like these twins could be different aspects of your life, and they need to constantly be negotiating. Work, home. Will this work? No. Will that work? Yes. Okay. We can do that. Like it's just this constant negotiation. There's a constant exchange of ideas, time, energy, maybe even money. So there might be someone that's just some sort of relationship that you have that just needs a conversation, but it's don't figure that this is going to be the last one, because it just is something that has to be constantly worked on and constantly negotiated in order for you to be in sync. It's like it could become a very sensitive feedback situation where, you know, if you are in a three-legged race, you're kind of reading the other person and you're reading each other, trying to figure out what pace, and you're both working to get synced up here. But it's a constant, that three-legged race, you don't get synced up and stay there. You get synced up and then you like make micro syncs as you go. But it's just, you're just always having to negotiate with somebody or with something, or two things in your life just need constant fiddling and juggling. Priorities that need juggling. And then we have in your inner landscape, Three of Swords. So this is your hopes, your fears, probably your fears here. You're afraid of hurting someone or of being hurt. This is heartbreak. You're afraid of and betrayal. Yeah, I mean, if you're negotiating with something, there's definitely going to be a fear of betrayal here, because once an agreement is reached, I mean, what are they? They're just words. They're just paper. They're just intentions. Right? That's all agreements are. That's all negotiations are. They don't actually force anybody to not betray anybody, or to, you know, there are often legal repercussions and things you can do about that, but it doesn't force anybody to uphold exactly what they said. There's no power in it other than the power your word, which is very powerful, but it can't stop people from betraying you. So they can say whatever they want, and then they can do whatever they want. They can have one intention today and another intention tomorrow. And you can't control it. They might not even be able to control it. They're just like that, right? So, so you could be worried about being betrayed, you could also be worried about this conversation being painful, and truths being revealed that are painful for everybody involved. Really painful communications. You could be worried about finding out that you've already been betrayed, or realizing or revealing that you've been betrayed. There's, the swords are truth, ideas, and clear communication. And that combination isn't painless. It's not sharp. That's not a butter knife conversation. That's a sword conversation. It's a sharpened sword conversation. So you could very well be very clear that there could be some hurt, some pain, some sense of betrayal as truths are revealed. And maybe you don't want to have this conversation. I don't know, man. This really seems like a talk you need to have with somebody. But it also seems like there's some sort of work issue here. But so there's a negotiation going on, and you're worried, or that needs to happen, or that you're involved in, and you're worried about truths coming out and hurting people, and people getting hurt, people feeling betrayed, heartache and pain. There's that saying, is that a saying? Our friends, betrayal only comes from people we trust. It never comes from our enemies. That's just the nature of betrayal, of the very concept, the very word, is it's always people we trust and people we loved and people we allowed into our safe spaces. So it's never a known enemy that betrays us because we're expecting bad behavior from them. It's someone we love that betrays us. Some sort of exchange of truth could get very painful here. I think this conversation, this negotiation could be a little difficult. So what's at issue here is this 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups reversed. This is grief that and mourning and incomprehensible feelings and emotions, and not moving forward with something. Some sort of emotional process, not moving forward. This is really interesting. I'm getting such a relationship. This could be family, friendship, even lovers vibe from this feeling, from this reading, because there's just so much. Even though we've got pentacles, we've got swords, they are all dealing with relationship issues. And this 5 of Cups is going to be dealing with grief, with sorrow, with loss, and not moving on from that. Somebody's not been able to move on from that. Someone may not have even been able to figure out what those feelings meant or what they were about. So it's hard to move on from something that you're not really fully understanding. Someone maybe didn't listen to their intuition about something, and it's led to a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow. This could also be not wanting to look at your emotions, not wanting to see them, not wanting to feel. The 5 of Cups is really about looking at these feelings that have spilled out and understanding what they're about and the grief about them. This could be not just truths that have spilled out, but feelings that have spilled out. So somebody here a problem could be that someone's not looking at their own feelings, or dealing with the grief process or going through the grief process. Meanwhile, or also somebody else is trapped in the grief process and is unable to feel grateful for what they do have in life, has not yet been able, I don't want to say move on from it, because that has a sense of erasure of all of our grief and all of the things that happen, and that can't happen. So moving forward, getting out of victim mode and moving forward with something. Moving forward with the rest of your life, not forgetting, what's been lost, what's been spilled, but also, understanding that we just have so much life in front of us, and to have that past, come forward, bleed into and stain everything coming at us when we have, new days coming towards us. Yeah, someone recently was like, hey, I bet your ex-husband doesn't get this. And I'm like, I don't think about what my ex-husband gets or doesn't get. I thought about him a lot. Like, I'm not going to keep thinking about him because that's over there. There's still stuff to be dealt with, stuff to process, but it's like, why would I continue thinking about that? Like, I spent a lot of time thinking about that situation, and I don't want to think about it anymore. I want my brain to be as free as every other part of my life is now. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. So that's a little bit of what I'm seeing in this Five of Cups, is someone that's still thinking about some old battle, some old conversation. When we have this whole life ahead of us, we don't have to be there anymore. We don't have to think about that other person or that situation every single day. I was hesitant to bring that up because it's personal, but it's also just really part of, I just had this epiphany of like, no, I don't think about what he's doing, and I don't think about him at all. I thought about him for a very long time, and I that's as much thinking about him as I'm going to do. We're done. My life allows me to not think about this, so I'm going to not think about it and not stay in that energy and stay in that zone. I didn't get divorced for nothing here. Let me have my freedom of my mind. So that's a little bit, someone isn't doing that. Someone isn't here letting go of something and saying, yep, that's enough of that. I have a whole lot more living to do, and it's not going, and this thing from the past isn't going to completely glom up the works. So then in your environment, you have an opportunity for a new start. There's something here presenting you with a new start. And it's not very obvious. It's not very clear. This is just an intuitive start because we have the moonlight here. So there's growth here, but it's not sunshine, right? It's just a hint of growth, a hint of something that could come, a hint of, and growing in faith and starting a new beginning in faith, in belief that the sun is going to come up and is going to give you all those nutrients that you need to grow. I feel like it could be an opportunity to sort of leave this behind, and start a new pattern of growth, start a new life of growth, and start, even though you don't really see, the sun's not really present here, and we always think about that. The seed needs, water, soil, sun, right? But without that light to push towards. But this is a special seed. This is a magic seed that's going to grow up towards light because it just intuits where it is. It's seeing that moon, which is an intuition of the sun coming up, right? And so it understands that there's better times ahead, and it's going to start growing. So there's something in your environment right now that's offering you an opportunity for new growth, a new life, a new direction, right? And I feel like you're intuiting this prosperity, this abundance, this whatever you want, having it in spades here. I think you're intuiting that, and so there's an opportunity here to start something new, start a new track, start a new life, a new path. And your to-do list is to be strong. This is taking up all of your strength, all of your inner strength here to maintain, I think if you need to engage in a conversation that could be painful but needs to put the past to rest, those are hard conversations. That is going to take all of your inner strength. It's also going to take all of your inner strength to believe in a brighter future, to grow towards something that you can't see yet. That is also going to take a lot of strength. So patience, strength, self-control. Self-control is really, especially in this negotiation, it's coming in right under, this strength card is coming in right underneath this negotiation. So you're going to need to have a lot of patience and a lot of self-control. And then in your possible outcomes here, we have Page of Pentacles. So the page is our learner, and this is like learning about a new job. The Page of Pentacles, a new beginning, prosperity lies ahead. She's just beginning to collect her coins here, to collect her rewards. For all of the strength that she's required for this negotiation and this conversation. This could be a business negotiation, work negotiation, salary conversation, something like that. But starting to collect your coins, learning about earning this new level of money, learning about budgeting, learning about earnings, time, money, management. This is harvesting. This is beginning a harvest. She's got her little harvest bag here and she's starting to begin to harvest, and she's learning how to do it. She's learning how to pick the fruit without bruising them. She's learning how to collect what's hers and moving forward. So I really like that. It really matches this prosperity lies ahead. We have 2 of them, at least, that I feel like are really reiterating this prosperity and abundance lies ahead. But there is some sort of conversation and negotiation that needs to be had in the meantime. It will require all of your strength and patience. Someone's really going to try your patience. Very much so. All right, and then we have the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle card here. I love this card. I think Virgo got this card. The spring coming. Again, we have prosperity lies ahead, right? That's the promise of spring. We have the seed growing here, or an early March seed is what I'm seeing. Like this is like a radish seed. It's like one of the first things you plant, and it's still really cold, and you're just planting it because you know that that summer is coming and that this plant's going to get all the sunshine it needs. But right now you might have to scrape a little of the snow off the top. We're pretending it's March, not October, November. So, but you're going to have to scrape the snow off the top in order to plant that seed. But there's going to be sunshine. You know, I love it because it's the seasons turning here, right? The season is going to turn again, and you know that the seasons change, that the seasons of life change. So why not plant something for the next season, for the next fruition? This reminds me of honestly going to college or a trade school or something like that. You know you're not going to be in school forever. You know you're not going to be this age forever. So what are you going to do when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 50? Not everybody's going to die some sort of glamorous, memorable death in their mid-20s like we all think we are. But so what are you gonna do when you're 50? I mean, don't really have that plan, but you got to be thinking ahead to the next season of your life, saving for retirement, saving, you don't want to live for the next season of your life, but you do want to be planting things so that you have something to harvest in the next season of your life, right? That's what I'm seeing with this Ace of Wands. You have an opportunity to plant something for the next stages of your life, because the seasons are changing. Blessings bestowed. There is no end to the Divine Mother's ingenuity and grace. No obstacle can obstruct her generosity and protection. Ooh, I love that. Prosperity lies ahead. So get used to the feeling of the joy of knowing something truly precious is going to unfold in your life. Nurture that feeling like you would the readiness for spring in your heart when winter is upon you. You know it's coming and you anticipate it with such pleasure. So I love that. All right. I hope you have a wonderful week, Scorpio. Thank you so much for your likes and your comments and your subscribes. I very much appreciate it. Have a great week.